The 2016 Irish National Sheepdog Trials are being held on the farm of Robin McNinch near Larne, County Antrim. The annual event is held over 3 days and takes place in a different location each year. Handlers will run 150 dogs on the course over the 3 days, with the top 15 gaining the place on the Irish team to compete against England, Scotland and Wales at the International Sheepdog Trials later in the year. Each run involves the handler commanding their dog to move 5 sheep around the course. The sheep being used for the 2016 Irish National Trials are black-faced Lanark type ewes. Each sheep will be used on the course once each day. 2 judges score the run, with the 2 scores added together to give a total mark out of 220. There's also a 15-minute maximum time limit for each run. The first part of the run is the outrun. 5 sheep are held at a post at the top of the field, around 400 yards away by a trial steward. The dog leaves the handler on command at the bottom of the field and runs to the sheep in a route ideally the shape of a half pear. The lift involves the dog starting to move the sheep steadily. The fetch then compromises of the dog bringing the sheep towards the handler through a 7-yard wide gate 150 yards away from a handler's stationary position at the bottom of the field. No retry of the gate is allowed if any of the sheep fail to pass through it. The sheep must then come down and pass behind the handler. 20 points are allocated for the outrun, 10 for the lift and 20 for the fetch. Still standing in the same position, the handler must command the dog to move the sheep away from them to another 7-yard wide gate to their left and then through a third gate to their right. This means the sheep move in a triangle route over around 450 yards. Overall, 30 points are available for this stage, known as driving. The sheep are then brought into a marked ring 40 yards in diameter and the handler moves away from their position. 2 of the 3 sheep that are not wearing a marker around their neck need to be shed off from the other sheep inside the ring. The dog must come between the ewes towards the handler. This is scored out of 10 points. The sheep are then taken by the dog without the aid of the handler to a pen 8 by 9 feet in size. A swinging gate has a 6-foot long rope. The handler holds the gate open with the rope while the dog manoeuvres the sheep into the pen. The handler must close the gate behind the sheep. The judges score the penning out of 10 points each. Finally, the sheep are let out of the pen and the handler goes back to the shedded ring while the dog moves the sheep over unassisted. 1 of the 2 marked sheep have to be shed off from the other 4 within the ring by the dog. Again, no assistance is allowed from the handler. This last stage is worth 10 points from each of the 2 judges.